Sasha Blouse is arguably one of the most confusing and hilarious members within the cast of Attack on Titan. The show is serious, painfully mysterious, and violent. Yet, among all that, there's a character whose entire purpose is to eat potatoes and drool over meat. This is, of course, Sasha Blouse. As weird as her presence may be in such a bleak story, fans love her for existing. Sasha turns out to be a much deeper character than anyone would have expected and has an incredibly interesting character arc. However, there are some aspects to her character that have always confused people. Now, in this video, I will point out 10 things about Sasha that just don't make sense. This list contains spoilers for the animes and manga. If you are anime-only fans, consider before watching. Number 10. Sasha mysterious absent in certain arcs. There's a reason that Sasha isn't really around much for the Clash of the Titans arc that Season 2 focused on, and that's because she was originally planned to be dead by that point. It's true, the creator Hajime Isayama first drew out the concept for what would be episode 27 of Attack on Titan, and it's here that Sasha actually died after fighting a small titan in her hometown. However, Isayama's editor couldn't take it and felt that it was too early to kill her off, so Isayama didn't. It's clear that Isayama wrote future acts before he was told to keep her alive, so Sasha is sort of non-existent or barely around during major event with no explanation whatsoever. Number 9. She's self-conscious about her talking, but not her gluttony. This is just a part of her personality no one will ever understand. It's revealed quite early on thanks to the bullying of Ymir and the content hysteria that Sasha has pretty countryside accent. Ymir gives her a hard time about how politely she talks, so Sasha revealed that it's an act to cover up her embarrassing accent. Why is Sasha worried about her distinct accent when there's more to be embarrassed about, like the fact that she ate potato with gusto in front of the commanding officer, or that time she got into a flurry about meat that she bit friends who tried to restrain her? Number 8. Why didn't she get a bow earlier? Much later in the story, Sasha is finally given a weapon that complements her naturally affinity with the bow. But up until that point, the girl was stuck using jacket-in-box cutter blades like everyone else. Where's her backup crossbow or cannon training? Fans have seen that things like a simple bow can be made in universe. It just seemed odd that a society built around using anything and everything for the sake of their survival against the Titans wouldn't utilize their soldier natural talents. Case in point, Armin was moved to a commanding role while people like Misaka are the frontline attackers. That being said, why was Sasha never given a rare support duty that specialized in range? These questions burst even more, especially when it's considered that Sasha is not all the altruistic or gung-ho about fighting Titan in the first place. Number 7. How could she flip between airheaded and intelligence so randomly? Sasha is one of those characters that serve as an airheaded comic relief half the time. Like Connie, a lot of the scouts choose to pick on Sasha for her simplistic decision, making skills and primal desires when it comes to food. But oddly enough, Sasha has time and time again make incredibly intelligent or nuanced decisions when the time is right with little to no explanation as to how. Of course, it would likely to be explained as knowing what to do when it matters, but that doesn't justify how a girl who is rotten food of her peers can make hyper-intelligent tactical decisions in the blink of an eye. The juxtaposition is just too weird. Number 6. Her fanatical obsession with meat. On a basic level, Sasha's obsession with food is understandable. The girl and her village had to give away a ton of food due to the increased population in her area after the first Amor Titan attack. But it's not like she was made to starve. There's a scene in which Sasha's father is trying to stop her from eating food that is supposed to be stopped peeling for the winter, and this accurately sums up this complaint. Sasha was forced into starvation. She was just made to eat less. No one's saying that rationing wasn't difficult, but considering how many refugees died of starvation during this period, her hunger wasn't served enough to justify her unholy obsession with meat, no matter how comedic. Number 5. Her semi-supernatural hearing. So, there are a couple of aspects to Sasha Blouse that would border on what one could call supernatural. First off, Sasha possesses amazing aim with ranged weapon, a bow rifle, which comes from hunting her entire life. Second is her superhuman success that alerts her to danger. Lastly, Sasha has been shown to have hearing that borders on supernatural, where she can hear conversations and details way out of the believable range. Usually, she uses these to alert the others when Titans are close by, but still, these insanely potent instincts are something anyone can just unlock by hunting for years. Number 4. Sasha should have meat pocket. Standard Scout uniforms are one of the most recognizable pieces of attire in any anime. They are easy to replicate, which is part of the reason the IoT characters are so heavily cosplayed. But for how different each soldier is, one would think they would modify their uniforms or add onto them to suit their needs. For example, Mikasa and Levi should have an extra pouches for more blade. By this logic, armor should have more pocket to keep mass and other information gathering gear. But most importantly, why didn't Sasha sew some snap pouches into the lining of her outfit? Number 3. Why she's even on the scout. Sasha during her training day was unconventional, selfish, bad with teamwork, and cowardly. She stole Connie and Jay's kill during training exercises, faked a storm mesh to avoid having to go back out into battle, and almost passed out after hearing the mortally rate average on Scout. So then, why did she even join in the first place if she had a choice to not do so? Well, because all of her friends were joining the Scouts. The Sasha back then might have just started to care about the idea of friends, but not at all to the level she would have had in order to put her life on the line in the Scouts. It felt like she joined simply because the author didn't want to split her up from the group. Number 2. Her nonsensical early selfishness. Why Sasha was so selfish when it came to her forest village. Her father always seems to try and impart her to the importance of taking care of others since they had more than enough food. Even though things changed due to the influx of refugees, her lifestyle wouldn't have changed to such an absurd degree. If this was the case, why was she so against sharing resources forwards with newcomers? How does it make sense that she joined the military as a rebellion to this? Sasha, the girl so upset with food that she would apparently let people die rather than have her food taken away, voluntarily joined the military where food wasn't granted, would be rationed and limited at best. What was up with that? Number 1. Her weird last word. Yes, it's true that the potato-loving girl sadly passed out later on the event of the attack on Titan, and it threw fans for a loop. It turns out her hesitation to her civilians immediately bit her back, as a child soldier named Gabby kills her unceremoniously. As Sasha lay dying, she urges one last meet before passing on. That makes sense for her, but not as her last word. Maybe if she was still the same Sasha from back in the candidate, this would make sense. But it's clear that Sasha was a much different person by this point and was already getting plenty of meat daily. There's no doubt that Sasha is one of the most beloved characters on Attack on Titan, but some things, and potatoes, just don't add up. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please comment below to let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to click subscribe for more videos from us here at We Know Anime. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.